Hello viewers of Canal de English, you are all welcome to your best relaxing show. It's Chill Out, and today is the Mondays edition. We come with a new story, with new guests. As I promised, we're going to have a gospel music crew. They sing very well. They're called the H1, and everything is new here except the wonderful team we have. The technical team is also doing a powerful job there for us to have this program today. So let's have this break, and when we come, we receive our co-host and our first chronicler. Let's have the break. Well, they are here already, and Cedric, I love the way you dress. Solange, too, very beautiful. How do they call your hairstyle?
Live.
They call it live.
I just
Blue,
wanted,
pink, everything's like your color.
Message.
yeah, I just wanted to feel lively. I just needed something that would boost out my week. It's the start of a new week. What would you expect from a lady? Just feel.
I thought you did it because you wanted it to go in line with the slot, because the lipstick you're wearing today has the same color.
Well, like you know, we've changed the issue of colors to balloting stuff. I just felt like since these colors always have some positive touch to it, let me just be all colorful so at least I'll fall within.
Okay, thank you. Cedric, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very, very cool.
And how was the day?
Oh my God. Very, very grateful.
Okay, as I said, we're going to have interesting things today, so a brief rundown.
Yeah, then today is going to be, we are going to chillax every day today. We start with the proverb for the first part of the day. Then we have the story, the color, and for the second part, we receive the guests, the H1, a gospel group. Then the third part, we have the kudos. We'll be talking about the lions, the female lions.
Okay, female lioness.
Lioness, sorry.
Thank you very much for that, Cedric. I think we should bring some ambience to enlighten the mood, to lighten the mood, and I chose a song, and you said yes. Why did you say yes? I chose Gasha, and the Gasha is actually this her title, The Life, and this is the remix when she went to America.
Well, from me to Gasha, it's kudos. But seriously, Gasha, your fans missed you so much so that... Anyway, I didn't say it. If Albert feels like setting me up, that's his cup of tea, but I might equally say it by myself. Well, your fans feel like you've been gone for so long that you've suddenly become an upcoming artist and not the star that you had made yourself. So please, my dear, don't go for so long. Keep the fire burning.
Yes, and this song is actually wonderful. She did it in collaboration with Low G. So let's have the song and dance on it, because when we're coming back, we take the proverb and we unfold the program. Let's have the music.
She got a man, but she don't want a lover. She want a bad, bad man that would jump right in and give it to a rapper. He got a plan to buy a Range Rover, and he say he want me to come right in and make it start over. Trap. If you be muna for tete, muna for songo, muna for Sara,
story be dancing. I make sure I treat everybody dancing. It don't matter rich or broke, die dancing. Hey, oh yeah, one more time. Story be, the story be dancing. I make sure I treat everybody dancing. It don't matter rich or broke, die dancing. Oh yeah.
You get everything you need. You get nothing where you need. All I get trouble, fumble, fumble inside. Oh, you get everything you need. You get nothing where you need. All I get trouble, fumble, fumble inside. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay. You be muna for tete, muna for sango, muna for Sara, muna for trap. You be muna for tete, muna for sango, muna for Sara. You be muna for ghetto. I said the toribi, the toribi, the toribi, the toribi. I said the toribi, the toribi, the toribi. I said the toribi, the toribi, the toribi. I said the toribi, the toribi, the toribi. Oh.
Woo. Yeah, Lord G, gosh. DJ Pazzo, I see you. So take over, man. Cameroon, Atlanta, we in here. Whoa.
Yeah, it's your favorite TV show, Chill Out for Real. Your relaxation talk show for you to sit home and relax after work. My choice, your choice, our choice is the best. Only on Chill Out for Real and Canada.
My favorite eyeglass be like eyewitness. I am the eyewitness. My name is Calvino Walahaji. I'm become as it will wrong. Sana Akundi. And you are watching Chill Out for Real on Canada English. Don't touch that. You touch that, I will box it. Eyewitness.
Well, that was Calvino Walang, our eyewitness, and Ivolin Loom. You can do same. You send us your shout out. You do a short video, and we're going to play throughout the program. So let's go Proverbs now. And today we're going to talk about an Ethiopian proverb. It says, "A close friend can become a close enemy." A close friend can become a close enemy. So how true is this statement?
Very true.
Yeah, very, very
So
true.
how can a close friend become? In
It's
what
just
circumstances? What can be the things that can make a friend, that can push a friend, a
To
true
be-
one,
and
to
then
become
an enemy.
an enemy?
Money.
Money?
Yep. Because it's like, if I don't have money, if I have money like 1,000 and the rest, I'll be having friends just for the money. But then, if that money gets finished,
They will become
They'll become
automatically,
automatically
enemies. No,
enemies.
why are you saying they, not
Because, like-
automatically enemies, but they will stop being your good friends.
no, not good
Not
friends.
not forcefully or not being your enemy.
They'll be like putting me down everywhere.
No,
This
no.
child of mine seems to love money so much. But from me to you, it's not all about money. A friend can truly hurt you. Yes, I accept it. Why? Only a friend knows you so well.
Yes.
Only a friend knows what and what you do not like. So if you don't know things about me, you can't hurt me. That's why an enemy can't penetrate you if he or she doesn't have an insider. So it's all about knowing you. If I don't know you so well, I can't hurt you because
your
I won't know
secrets.
what to do or
Yeah.
how to do it. So it's just about knowing you.
about knowing.
So
the
at
truth.
times, keeping friends, be a little skeptical. Keep those, you
Once
know,
you get
to
some
yourself.
You know, sometimes we just trust, and we really
That's
trust
why
people.
I'm just making that remark or a reminder when we are trusting people, when we are entrusting our lives in the hands of others. Let's be careful with what we entrust out. To an extent, keep it within family. Friends at times are better than family. Yes, I'm not saying they're not, but still, always have that second thought. Can this person really keep my secret?
Okay, so you should keep some secrets for yourself. Don't think that because someone is your friend, you should actually tell him everything about you, because he might use the same things or the same secrets against you. So just grab a lesson from this proverb. It's an Ethiopian proverb, and I hope you learned something from it. And if you have an interpretation of that proverb, you can still send us via the SMS. Very soon you have the numbers there on the screen, and our Facebook page, Chill Out For Real. Now let's have the story for this weekend. Today, the main characters are Cynthia, Frank, and Emmanuel. Let's have the story. Be attentive, because you'll be contributing via SMS and via the comments on our Facebook page. And after that, Solange will give us the side notes of this story. Let's have the story. Cynthia is in a delicate situation. Last week, after a routine medical checkup, she was diagnosed HIV/AIDS positive and don't know how to announce this to her boyfriend, Frank. In fact, Cynthia started dating Frank 6 months ago after she parted company with Emmanuel, her ex-boyfriend. The problem now is she does not know how she contracted AIDS. Was she contaminated by Emmanuel, her ex-boyfriend, who was the first man in her life, or Frank, her actual lover? According to what she says, Frank is a serious and responsible guy who has promised to get married to her immediately he comes back from Lagos, where he is on assignment. What, according to you, can be the way out of this situation?
Ain't that wrong with it? I don't wanna give you the wrong.
Well, I believe you heard that for
It's sad,
yourself.
I don't know why you're laughing. This story is very sad.
No. At times, it's not everything we do behind the cameras we bring
You were thinking
them.
about yourself being in this situation.
Not really like that. The honest truth is, Frank behind the cameras was kind of feeling like, is it really me?
Yeah.
So being a Frank doesn't mean you are that particular Frank. Anyway, taking you to side notes. Yes, Cynthia has found herself, or probably in other words, has put herself in this dilemma, because she was dating Emmanuel. For a while, they had broken up, and now she is dating Frank. And then suddenly she does her HIV test, and it is positive. The question now she's asking herself is it Emmanuel that contaminated her with HIV, or it is her present boyfriend, Frank?
Or she
And
contracted
from
it some other
well, there are other ways of contracting it. She's finding herself in that dilemma because she has slept with Emmanuel, she has slept with Frank, and then she's probably been doing her hair, she's probably been cutting off her nails and stuff like that. Now Frank is that serious guy, and then she too is that serious lady, because Frank is actually the second man in her life, and Emmanuel was the first man in her life. So she's not that kind of crazy person that you say, no, she has been jumping, so it's probably through sex. She's in that dilemma, and she's wondering, what can she do? Should she tell Frank she's HIV positive? And what if she wasn't contaminated by Frank? Or what if she wasn't contaminated by Emmanuel? Will she be able to convince Frank enough that she probably got it from a hairdo or any of those stuff? So Cynthia is in a dilemma, and she definitely needs your opinion. What should she do?
And I think another question comes is she supposed to investigate first on Emmanuel's status to know if he's actually the person who infected her, and is that possible? Is it the way? And the guy is just coming back from Lagos very soon. He wants to propose. Yes, he wants to propose to her and get married to her. So do you think she should call him when he's still there in Nigeria, while they're in Nigeria, to tell him about what is happening, or wait until he comes? I think that was last week, because the story was sent last week.
Yeah.
I believe he's already
Yeah.
back. and she's still doubting what she should do. So that is the question. Those are the questions that surround the story today. You'll be sending us your text messages, but I don't know. Do you have an advice, or do you want to say something about the story before we get to the other stuff?
I would like to say something. Just she should tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, she should tell the truth, because it's not easy. It's true. It's not easy that you hear that you're HIV positive or negative.
So she should just
tell
call
the truth. Yeah,
she Frank and tell him.
Frank and tell him that, honey, love, dear, you know.
My son is
Nowadays, it's not easy to have a child, but we are HIV positive.
Okay.
And,
Well, though I said my son is all grown up, I will support that idea. Cynthia, woman up enough and tell Frank that I just discovered I'm HIV positive. I don't know how I contracted it, but that is what it is. Because at the end of the day, it is advised in every family now that before marriage, do the various tests to be sure you are compatible. So if you don't tell him and you find yourself in a situation where he brings it up now that, okay, we have to do this test, we have to do that test to be sure before we get married. The dilemma will even be worse than it is now. So from me to you is, be woman enough, tell him this is what it is. Besides, you know me. I didn't keep my past from you. I told you about Emmanuel. You're the second man in my life. So if I didn't contract it from him, then it should be you, or probably on other stuffs, because HIV is not only contaminated, contracted through sex. So just tell him, at least, if not for anything, liberate yourself from that load that you've put upon you by asking yourself over and over, if I tell Frank, what will he do? How will he do it?
Or if she cannot by herself, she should take a friend along with her, or a classmate, or anyone who's close to her, to just try and help her remove the word out. Because it's not easy to face your boyfriend or husband to tell him that we are like this. It's not really
That's
easy.
actually very embarrassing, and I don't know how I can announce this. It will be very difficult. So help us and tell us, what can she do in this situation? Now we're going to have the raffle draw to know what is going to be our color for the week. Let's have this transition. When we come back, the color. Well, I said we'll have the color for the weekend. As usual, last time you were the one to do the draw, and I think today is Solange. Let me make sure that we're going to have a fair.
At times, I do wonder if water flows and skips some parts before getting to others. This thing was supposed to be ladies before gentlemen. Then they decided to start with Cedric, and now they're skipping Albert to come to me. How is that fun?
Well, Mom, I'm the son.
Just do that.
It's obvious.
Today you're honored.
Well, son, mom, husband. I hope it has a color that I am wearing. Yeah, it's the color indigo.
Are you sure?
By Rachel.
Rachel, and I think that's the same color you're actually wearing on your lips today. And you have that rainbow hair style.
I wanted
like you just anticipated, said, okay, let me have all these colors to make sure that at least one of them
yes.
be the color of the week. So she chose the indigo, and let's have the indigo. And what are the meanings, or what's the meaning and the different symbols behind the indigo color?
Indigo resides between violet and blue on the color wheel. The deeper the tone of the indigo, the more likely it is that the symbolism will be profound. Generally, indigo represents our deepest thoughts and spiritual wisdom. The blue in indigo helps with communication, meditation, and peace, while the violet speaks to the higher self, comprehension of the mysteries and inspiration. Among light workers, indigo resonates with the third eye and therefore grants greater perception. When you need to see beyond concrete reality, violet is the best color that inspires your soul. Working with the hue brings out our ability to see things clearly, particularly those things that our higher mind taps into. Religiously, Indigo is the color associated with devotion, service, honesty, and dignity. Indigo brings structure to chaos and the letter of the law. It is the right brain color that helps us cope with stress. It can, however, tip the scales when too prevalent, becoming melodramatic, impractical, zealous, and fanatical. Indigo is an excellent highlight for sacred spaces, especially those used for vision, quest, and meditation. It supports the intuitive self and wisdom gained over many lives. If indigo is your favorite color, it means that your personal truth and worth of honor has intense meaning every day. You are a person of orderliness and compassion, but have little patience or lack of compassion in both your friends and your frequented spaces. Your routines are patterned to precision, and you have a fondness of old-fashioned things. People around the indigo person know they are reliable and trustworthy. When you go into church time, find an indigo to help you. As an indigo color person, you have to be careful about planning ahead so much that you miss important cues here and now. This causes anxiety for indigos who also tend to have somewhat abdicated personalities. It could be pets, work, or food, but sometimes captures their focus. Psychologists tell us that indigo affects us by putting us in a concentration mindset. This is ideal for meditation or when you really need to get into touch with your own insights. Working with indigo helps you focus and plan, and also improve focus when studying religious matter. Bluer indigo represents honesty, trust, and solid foundations. Dark purple indigo represents leadership and power.
Well, Solange, that was the indigo, and this was done for us by Rachel. And I hope you were attentive. You know exactly what you're wearing when you're wearing indigo. And I think you're wearing indigo too. Are you trustworthy?
Tell me, you married me.
That was one of the reasons.
Well, I'm just loving the fact that at least there's something positive about one of the colors I'm wearing. And thank God, I'm celebrating.
Okay, thank God you're celebrating, and we shall continue thanking God this time around with we'll go gospel. And as I said, we're going to receive a fantastic, a superb group. It is a crew. They're called the H1, and they're actually booming everywhere in Africa and the world as a whole. And they're going to be here. We are going to usher them in this studio with their biography. So let's have the biography of the H1, and after that, you'll see the faces of those guys. Let's have the biography as they come in the studio. H1, urban gospel artists based in Douala. They met during a church service and discovered each other's talents and decided to come together as a team.
Oh, Baba, I got you coffee.
After their first audio record, they presented the project to a friend. Ayotini was just back from South Africa, who validated the project and promised to manage the team.
Hey, praise be to God the Most High.
After 5 months of intensive work at the studio, they came up with a complete album of 8 audio tracks and 5 videos.
He was worthy of my praise.
They officially launched their first album, Baba I Caught You Cafe, last year, December 4th. And this year, they got nominated at the Gospel Star Awards.
Hey, no one like you.
Their videos are found on YouTube and other channels. They have Ayotini as producer and manager, while Oloshos is the team leader. Patience and Desmond are other members of the group, and as they say, they are products of God and they represent the body of Christ. Now you clap for this group as they come in. You can come in, bros. Come. So this is the H1 as promised. We called them and said, please, we want you on Chill Out. And they said, okay, we're going to do that big travel because actually they are booked everywhere. And they said, no, let's have a time to come and share with the viewers of Chill Out.
Please stop calling. Please stop calling. Just send your text messages only.
Yes.
And like you heard from Albert, the gospel singers are here. What else can you expect from talent, handsome, and a beautiful lady to crown it all? You guys are welcome to Chill Out for real.
Wow, thank you very much.
So on Chill Out, we usually, when we call artists, it's not just to talk about serious things. We somehow go gaming, we have some games or some little plays for us, for our viewers to enjoy. And today what you will do is, we're going to air some pictures of you, because the story is actually a picture, a story for a picture. So you have a few seconds to tell us where was the event,
Can we do it
what
this
was
way?
it all about, what was it all about, and for each picture you have at most 2 seconds, or 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
So we have like 5 and 6 pictures there.
Well, let's say we'll do 6. 2 for the lady, Patience. 2 for Lois, and
Desmond.
2 for Desmond.
Desmond.
So, ladies before gentlemen, we'll start
So we'll
with
have it,
Patience.
but after that, we also have the story where you have to intervene.
Okay.
Yes, because I know, as you said, you got people, and that people like to know what can what can gospel singers say about such a story. How can they help? And I'm sure you surely have a very wise things to advise to this lady who's actually in this big trouble. So I think we should start with the story on the picture.
Whoa, one of our shootings, he keeps an eye on me. One of our clips we're shooting. And that's a launching of our first album, Abakochi Cafe. It was an awesome day. That was the first
That's
clip?
the first clip, so ever celebration. That's the first shooting day, and there's the second day of shooting celebration. The first video ever did.
Wow.
And there's Baba Kwachu Cafe, the second videogram, Bonamusazi. And this is actually the last song we did.
That was my shot.
Okay.
And there's the last song, Miracle. The last one we did. And there's still part of Praises and Blessing at Camry.
Wow.
Wow. Lois actually stole the whole
Show. Evaluation.
This is not fair. He was supposed to give a story just for 2 pictures, but he decided to steal the whole show.
So if you have to
Who compliment it?
Okay, he will compliment it.
So it's time for evaluation.
Yep.
If you have to note yourself on 20,
Patience.
The crew.
You.
If
For
I
your
have to
2
note me on
questions. For
20.
your 2 stories per picture.
Oh, 20 on 20.
Okay, Lois.
Perfection 20.
Oh, my brother was scammed. Anyway, I'm going to give you a better opportunity as we move into the show.
so let's just say it's 20 on 20 because they said what I wanted to hear. It is a
No,
group.
to me, I wouldn't say it's a 20. I'm going to steal out 3
Mm.
because Lois stole the show. He didn't stick to the rules of the game. So I'm taking out some points for that.
Okay, but we had in the biography that, in every group there is a group leader, and he's actually the group leader. And what I would like to know is, because we had in the biography that you met after a church service, it's like you discovered each other there. Was it a concert, or what was that occasion?
No, actually, it wasn't a concert. I just realized one Sunday morning that I had to fellowship, but I didn't really know where to go for fellowship.
Yeah.
So I just decided the nearest church to my house was where I met my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So after church service, I quickly recognized him because we've been schoolmates back then. So it was so wonderful seeing them again, and I just said, "Wow, you know I'm born again Christian." She said, "Yeah." I said, "No. You have to get born again. Let me see it." So I was not like. It was like wow. So I just met the guys. And some days ahead, I just told them, see, I have this kind of vision. Can we ride on together? They said, why not? We have same. So here we are.
And the lady?
Yeah, the same too.
The same too.
I met her in church too.
Okay, so who do you meet first?
I met him first.
Yes.
I met him first. Yes, because we've been friends for long.
Fine.
So I just got to know her because she was the choir coordinator in the church.
Ah,
so.
fine. Okay, so that was a ready voice.
Yeah.
Albert, can I distract you for a bit? It is common knowledge. You're smiling. It's like, you know, I'm coming for you, right? It's common knowledge that people with a love for dreads are the crazy type. And then look at God's own. She is all dreaded and looking cute in it, but still serving God. And not ending at her. Lois too has this. And then coming to the man behind me, he too is all loaded with hair. And then, can you both tell me, is there some kind of secret behind you singing or what?
Well, Jesus is come as you are. It's not about what you see.
Okay.
It's about the heart. It's what's inside. So we came as we are and found out that this is not a distraction to the gospel.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's an advantage. It's of advantage. When we go out there to preach, those people who have this on, they're not intimidated. They don't feel like we are bad, we are the bad one. So we don't give the interpretation as the world gives. No. Bible say, come as you are. So we let them come as they are because we came as we are, as we were, and we were accepted. So
okay, coming from Patience and going to every other man of God that preaches against this, please stop chasing these youths away that are so excited about looking this hot or looking this beautiful. Besides, if you come to me that I'm all dreaded, you're an evangelist, you want me to probably stop whatever I'm doing and follow your God, and then you begin to give me conditions. Hey, Solange, you have to cut off that hair. And then I'm going to ask, 10, 6, 15 years put into this. You just want me to put it down because I want to serve some God? Hell no. So it's an encouragement to all those that are preaching against the looks. It is not about the looks, but it's about the heart. Go for the heart and not the looks.
Yes. Let me come back to my serious things, not serious questions. Now, how was the rencontre with Ayotini? Was the group already created, or was he the person who actually brought you together? It's like when he came back from South Africa, was the group existing already and you decided to shoot the video? Or did you have the video, or did you have songs that videos already and he just came to add on what you had already?
Okay, I would say this. Tini is a very fantastic guy.
Yeah.
So before he traveled abroad, we've been childhood friends. So we've played with blah blah together. So but when he promised me when he was traveling that, brother, I'm going out there. When I come back, I know we've been hustling in music. When I come back, we'll make this thing big. And he came back and he said, what do you guys have at hand? I said, this is what we have. He said, let's ride on. So that's just it.
Yes.
So he promised us before traveling. When he came back, he fulfilled his promise.
There's something, there's Albert.
Where is Tini?
I think it's so busy.
Albert,
do you want to watch this?
There's this confusion, you know, about producing and all that. So can you guys hint us about financing the project? I know it's never easy. Yeah. They're looking at each other. Did I get you?
Let me speak. You know, in the gospel domain, there is one thing: when you believe in the project, actually, it will be realized. Are we getting? When you believe in it, it will be realized. With no financing, the financial part is difficult, but we are all blessed. We serve a God who has all the riches, so we are all blessed financially somehow. I cannot say we're lacking, but we are not suffering either. So we are
Albert,
doing
why did I marry
auto-production.
you? You've not been preaching to me. You've not been showing me the right way.
We're producing ourselves. Then we have a group, a non-denominational group called the Body of Christ that's strongly behind us, supporting us in every project.
So who am I giving a high five to?
God.
Everybody.
To God.
Hey.
So I have, is it the first album?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yes, with 6 titles, and I think the main title here is Age 1. That's the one that really shakes.
Baba, I Caught You Cafe.
That got me, yes, Baba, I Caught You Cafe, that you launched, that I presented the launching. I still remember. So how can we afford this? Your fans, where can they get your CD?
Right now, we just, you want to get the CD, just get to our Facebook page, H1. Then probably you'll get to the person managing the page, and I think subsequently you have a copy. Because because you know now or probably also in churches in around Douala, it's just Emmanuel have the copy. We don't have places, vendors that issue out CDs.
And also we have every video on that CD is on YouTube.
Yes.
So they can also download it from YouTube.
Okay.
H1 official.
That is being charitable.
Yeah, we were preaching the
You
gospel.
know, she just
so
took that out of my mouth because I was about asking about pirating the CDs, and then she was just like, seriously, can we still talk of pirating these days with YouTube and all that? It's crazy, right?
Because that facilitating of pirating. Okay, now let's go to the next game. I said you surely have something to say about the week's story. We're going to air it, and you will tell us, each of you will tell us
So
what
you
you
play
think.
and they'll tell
Each
you
without
this.
influencing the other. I'd like to know what can come exactly from each of you. I know you're a crew, but you're individuals first.
Yep.
So let's have the story, please. Cynthia is in a delicate situation. Last week, after a routine medical checkup, she was diagnosed HIV/AIDS positive and don't know how to announce this to her boyfriend, Frank. In fact, Cynthia started dating Frank 6 months ago after she parted company with Emmanuel, her ex-boyfriend. The problem now is she does not know how she contracted AIDS. Was she contaminated by Emmanuel, her ex-boyfriend, who was the first man in her life, or Frank, her actual lover? According to what she says, Frank is a serious and responsible guy who has promised to get married to her immediately he comes back from Lagos, where he is on assignment. What, according to you, can be the way out of this situation?
Ain't that wrong with it? I don't wanna give you the wrong.
The story, and I'll start. We start from by the lady, because ladies before gentlemen. So, what's your take on this?
wow, Cynthia is really in a delicate situation. But because we are in Christ and such situations have direct answers, I won't go around the bush. What Cynthia has to do is she just has to tell Frank the truth. I understand her fears. Trust me, her greatest fear is not that she has HIV. Her greatest fear is she might lose Frank. Not only will she lose Frank, but Frank will be like, you cheated on me. If it's not Frank that actually contaminated her, it will be like, so that's her fear. But apart from that, I think she should focus on the matter at hand. The thing is, now I have HIV. Now it's her, it's about her. It's not more about the relationship, it's not more about what's Frank going to do, what's Emmanuel, whatever. But let her focus on what she has. And then if Frank really loves her, Bible says love covers a multiple of sins, a multiple of acts. So if Frank really loves her, I think there will be a way. And who even says Frank didn't contaminate her, or they both don't have
Okay,
HIV.
thank you. Now I'll go to you. I'll not ask you. It's not going to be the same question. How you take the position, the place of Frank? Now just imagine you get back, you come back from Nigeria from your business appointment. Then you come and the first thing
Cynthia is telling you is
tells you
this
that
is what
I'm HIV positive.
I'm Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not Lois for now.
No.
Okay, I'm Frank. Let's assume Frank is not born again.
Yeah.
It's not me. I don't want you anymore. This is Frank talking. This
Okay.
is Frank.
And you didn't infect, you didn't contaminate her.
Frank doesn't want to know if he did or not.
Okay, now
Frank himself doesn't want to know because maybe he himself is contaminated. So Frank doesn't want to know.
now you, if it were
Okay.
you, yeah.
If it was Lois, I would say, tell Frank that this is the situation. Tell Frank. And the thing that has eaten up our mind and hindering us from forging ahead is fear. So if you can break that barrier of fear, there is nothing. There is nothing. Just tell Frank, and maybe she's not even the cause. Maybe Frank is the cause. So just tell Frank.
Yeah.
That's just all. If he truly loves you, he'll come for you. But if it was not, maybe God works in me. In
Miracle ways.
I don't really know how to say
Mysterious
it.
ways.
But maybe just tell Frank.
Okay, let's have the last point of view. Yeah, coming from the age ones.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you were Frank, or if you were the lady,
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
If I was Cynthia and I'm in Christ the way I am now, I know with God everything is possible. I would not see any reason to lie. I would tell him the truth.
Yes.
But I believe, because it is me. If it is me, everything that come across
Then
me.
at what particular time do you think she can tell? She can tell him. Is it when he is still there abroad, or when he comes back?
When he comes back, you can go meet him, go with a friend, talk to him, explain everything to him. Who knows? It might be a lie, it might be a wrong test that I gave him. Who knows? It happens like that in
Actually,
hospitals.
it's a matter of who knows.
Okay,
It might be
thank
a
you
wrong
very
test
much.
too.
Now, I would like you to say last word to your fans who are actually watching. This is the CD. You told us that they can go free streaming on YouTube, and you told us that if they want to buy the CD, they should contact you. And you can also contact us via the number indicated there on the screen and our Facebook page, Chill Out For Real. Now, a last word for your fans.
Hello fans, and want just to let you know that we have big packages coming out, and I believe before the end of this year we'll serve you some good sound, and when you listen to it, you'll be blessed.
Okay.
It's probably 9 months that we release this album, and we're coming up with powerful singers that will bless your life.
Okay, so thank you for coming, and we're going to play you're going to play your song, the title, which is actually booming, called You Cafe, and I love that one. And that is the song I discovered you. I discovered you with. Yes, because. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. Okay, who's going to talk about that? You. Go on. Okay, go on.
Please, H1 has been nominated for Gospel Star Awards.
I forgot that. Sorry for that.
For Best Gospel Urban Music.
Wow.
So you can vote through their Facebook page, Gospel Star Award, and you locate that option for Urban Zik Gospel, and you comment H1 under the comment box, or you can send your SMS H1 to the number 68000-8600. To that number, you vote for H1.
Can you take back? Can you
The
start
number
back?
again.
68000-8600.
Yes, and if you want to know more about the contest and everything, you just call us. You just send us your messages via the Facebook page. We have many messages coming talking about the story. Solange, you take 2 or 3. Don't worry, the same story is going to run throughout the week, so we're going to read them on in our next edition, during our next edition. So just take 2 or 3 before we go to our last slots for the day.
Well, this one is coming from, he says, good evening. Please don't call, just send your messages. He says, good evening. Please, I wish you talk on the color red from Elo Bay. Okay, it's Elo Bay. We will try to get you the red color. This other one says, good evening, guys. For me, it will be better for her to tell her boyfriend. Asking questions to herself will not do her any good. If her boyfriend truly loves her as she says, he will still get married to her. Nji from Douala.
Okay, those are the messages that we'll read for the day. Still keep on sending your text messages. We shall be reading them. You stay here because we are taking our next slot, the red card or Kudus. So today is Kudus. And our Kudus today talks about the indomitable Lionesses who made it this year, African champion, and they defeated Kenya. That was in Yaoundé on Sunday. They defeated them 3-0, and that is how it was. That's what happened yesterday, and they are jubilating. And let's say that Kenya was a very hard team to win because they were champion for 9 years. Yes, and
well, from me, I would say it's time for Cameroon to embrace back the sports thing, because Cameroon to an extent was recognized for its sporting activities. So from me, it's a double kudos, because remember the last time we talked about the Lions, it was a mess. So thank God the Lionesses are making a change.
Yes, so kudos to you girls, and we are happy to know that you will be participating or taking part in the next in the World Volleyball Cup, and that's going to be in Japan. We wish you well for the continuity or for the rest of your careers, and let's note that it was not easy, but they did it. And
Sure they did.
I also love the way things are happening now. It's like all the media is concentrating on the local sports because the Indomitable Lions failed to go to Russia. It's true that they're actually preparing for the African Cup of Nations that will actually take place here in Cameroon. Hope they're going to do good. We just hope. So that was our
keeping our
kudos today.
fingers
Kudos
crossed.
to these girls. And kudos to all the people who actually represent Cameroon.
And
who
kudos
polish-
to gospel music.
and kudos to gospel music. So can we clap for the girls and for the H1 because this is how we end this program today. We thank you for respecting the appointment. Rebroadcast on Wednesday, and we are going to be here on Friday with the same story, but surely with another guest. So just be happy, and if you had a problem, I think this is time for you to forget about any worry that you have, because life is difficult, but nothing makes it more difficult than bad, how can I say it, bad conscience or a bad mood. So try to make it, try to create a good mood for yourself wherever you are. And the coming after this is the news read by the, you know I'm laughing.
Well, up next is the news with Kejang Henry.
Ateme. So just enjoy your night. This was Chill Out. Thank you for watching. So bye-bye.
Wow.
Hey, H1. It's amazing, amazing favor. Oh, Baba, I got you coffee. Aye, aye. Oh, Baba, I got you coffee. Hey, praise be to God the Most High. Higher, 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 higher. Jesus, make out universe. He was worthy of my praise. Hallelujah, Hosanna. Hey, no one can temper. You are my God. Hey, no one like you. It's amazing, amazing favor. Oh, Baba, I got you coffee. Aye, aye. Oh, Baba, I got you coffee. You be Baba for me. Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, Jesus, maker, universe. I got you covered. My people, me wanna. Hey, Jesus, you make me. Hey, hallelujah, Hosanna. Hey, He is worthy of my praise. Tell me why I not gonna praise you. Tell me why you not gonna raise me. Tell me why I not gonna praise you. Baba, you deserve the praise. Mama, I go do like army. I go do like police. I go do like gendarme. Even intervention rapide. Just to show you my style. Say, Papa, I got you cafe. Oh, I go do like army. I go do like police. I go do like gendarme. Even intervention rapide. Just to show you my style. Say,
It's amazing. Amazing favor.